Hi everyone, welcome back to the SDET Sanjay channel. Hope you are doing well. So in today's video of our n8n mini series, we are going to explore another use case of software testing. So we will see triggering ADO pipeline and bug logging with n8n. So what are the things we will cover in today's video? We will see triggering Azure DevOps pipeline automatically from n8n. We will also see how it automatically creates bugs in Azure DevOps with these details, with AI generated summaries, with complete stack traces of the failed test cases and structured bug reports. Also, we will send the notification with bug links to an email ID. So let's head over to our n8n dashboard and start building it. So if you are not aware about n8n, I would highly suggest to watch my first video where I have given a basic idea about n8n. So for any workflow, it has to start with some trigger. So for that, for our workflow, we will do the manual trigger to make it more simple. Later, we might integrate with a webhook or any kind of more sophisticated way of triggering. So once we'll do that, as we know, we need to authenticate ADO through n8n. So for that, we need to set up some authentication mechanism. And for that, we will add a set node where we will add some of the variables which will help us to authenticate ADO from n8n. And to make it faster, I have already created those variables over here. So I will just copy paste it, and later I will show you how to get the corresponding values from ADO. So we have ADO project, ADO organization, and pipeline ID, and we have ADO path, okay, and we have ADO auth header, okay, and then we have at the end I'm just keeping the email ID, which will not required by ADO, but where we will send the email notification for this bug. Perfect. So I'm just double checking that we don't have any space in our variable. Perfect. This looks fine. To get these variables, what we need to do, we have to go head over to the Azure DevOps pipeline or Azure DevOps for your project, where you will see this is your ADO organization. So which we will again copy paste. Okay. And then this is the project which we are working on. So this is ADO project, and to get the pipeline ID, simply the pipeline which you have created, you can go here and you will get a definition ID, which is 1. So we'll put it 1. Okay. Let's see. We have kept it string. If it doesn't work, we'll make it as a number. Okay. And then ADO path token, I have already explained in my last video, but I will quickly show how you can get it. So you go here and then 3 dot and then user setting and then personal access token. And I'm assuming you are already aware about the ADO pipeline. If you are not, have a look how to create pipeline. There are a couple of resources in the YouTube or in the document as well. And then what we'll do, we'll create a token. So let me write token n8n. Okay, and I will give the full access for now. I'll give 30 days. Okay, so you can create your own token, and let's create the token. And this token will be created over here, and I will copy this token and I'll close this, and I will just copy this token over here to just to make sure that it is there. And then what I'll do, I'll head over to our dashboard, and then I'll keep this token, and then sorry, not here, I need to keep it at your pad, and this Azure DevOps needs the base64 version of this bad token. So we need to convert it into base64. So I'll show you how to do this. I have already created. So what you need to do, just copy this token which we have recently created, and make sure you give always this colon, copy it, okay, and just and then this is our base64 token, okay, and again just copy this token, I'll paste it over here, and then let's go back, just make sure what we'll do. And before that, because it is a basic authentication mechanism which we are using, so just keep the basic, it looks fine, and add it here. Good. And make it expression using the no. So let's just fix. Hopefully it will work fine. And then I will add my email ID stage. Yeah. Okay, let me execute it and see what we are getting in the output. Okay, so so you can see we are getting all these things in the output. Hopefully everything is fine. Cool. So let's see now the next step. So what we need to do, we have to trigger the pipeline, right? Because we have all this value present in this field. And also what I'll do here, I'll change the name as work flow. Configuration. Okay, and now and then we'll add our trigger Azure DevOps pipeline HTTP node. So our request, and where we'll give post request, we'll do the post request. And to run the pipeline, Azure DevOps has exposed multiple APIs. So we will use this API where we need pipeline ID, project, organization. So to make it again, not too quick, I have already created. So where you need to put it, and automatically it took the expression, and you see it took our project ID, and from here this is our ADO organization. How to like drag and drop, and you can put it here. So ADO project, everything is running. Okay, and then what we have to send the header, right? So what we'll do, using below header, we can use this, and we need to send content type to make sure the spelling is correct. Application / JSON. Okay, and then what we have to do, another parameter which is our authorization, right? So authorization, and we have to pass our basic authorization. That's good. And then we need to send the body, and in this body what we have to do, using again JSON format. And what we have to do, I have already created the body as well. So we are telling the ADO that go to resource of which will be repository, and which has that pipeline ID, and in the master branch you have to trigger the master branch. Okay, so again this is fixed value, so I think this should be fine to trigger the pipeline. Okay, so let's execute it and see if it is able to trigger. So executing node, it got this one. Okay, and it is saying 69 ID. So let's head over to this here in our pipeline and see if it has triggered. Perfect. You see our pipeline has just now, it has been triggered, right? That's very nice. So we are one step now completed to trigger the pipeline. Now what we need to do, our goal is that if our pipeline test fails, then it has to log the bug, right? So we need to do that. So before that, I will show you one thing, like my project, what I am doing. So basically what I am doing, I am using the source demo, and I have created two tests. One test will do the valid login. Another test, I am using, assuming that my user ID and password is correct. Okay. And due to some reason in the application bug, it is not able to log in properly. Probably it is a database issue or database connectivity issue or the networking issue, or user ID somehow, should be present but got, blocked some way, okay, which should not be. So that's why I'm trying to fail that test case, and that should log the bug. Perfect. So that's why I have another test, and I have given this one. So this is Selenium test. Okay. I will share the repo as well if you want to have a look. And after that, what we need to do, one more thing here, we have to concentrate, because once we'll trigger it, you see this test case has already started, right? So we have to wait for some time to complete the execution. So there are multiple ways to stop. Okay, either we can if you know the time how long your test run, we can give a hard wait, but that is not always good. So we can do a polling mechanism that poll each time and see the status, okay, which Azure DevOps already exposed. Okay, once the status is completed, you can move ahead. Okay, but that is little bit complex logic, but I have already implemented. So I will show it at the end. But for now, what I will do, I know my test case runs for 2 minutes. Okay, if I'll show you, my test case are 2 minutes, 3 minutes, something like that. Okay, 1 minute, 2 minutes. So what I will do, I will give 3 minutes wait. Okay, here. So I can give a like wait node, which will wait for 3 minutes. Okay, but I will do it later. I'm just running it for now. And when I will do end-to-end, I will do it. Okay. So like that. So you see 5 seconds it is now waiting, but I will add it later. I just wanted to first complete the flow, and then I'll do those things. So it will wait for some time. Assume that it is waiting till your test case run completes. Then what we need to do, we need to get either it is failing or passing. We need to get the status, right? To get the status, there is a way to get it. There is no direct way to get the complete status, which I didn't find. So what we need to do, we need to get the runs for all the runs for that specific build. Okay, so for that, again, we will use a HTTP request node to get all the runs, like all the execution, you can say. So for that, I can use again get. Okay, and for that, I'll show you, which I have already, yeah. So what this get test runs, this HTTP node will do, okay, it will fetches the list of test runs associated with a specific build from Azure DevOps. So in the API looks like this, where we will pass the build ID, okay, which just, whatever build ID has been generated, and then it will give us all the runs for this specific build. It is like something like that. We are asking Azure DevOps, give me all the test runs for this specific build. Okay, something like that. So for that, I have already created again, that URL in this format, so that it will read the variables. okay, which is again you see same, and our build ID is what, 69, okay, which is coming from somewhere here, okay, this build ID. So it will give all the runs for this specific build. And then again, to connect to Azure DevOps, we have to send the header, and this time I think if you pass only authorization, then should be fine. And see, the good thing is that now I can always use this authorization. That's the beautiful nature of this set node, because we have already set it, right? So this looks good, and let me quickly execute it and see. Perfect. So there are 42 runs for that specific build, okay, but we need the latest build, right? So probably that is at the very end, okay. So we need that build. So for that, what we'll do, what we can do, we can sort this test run, okay, or if not sort also, I think should be fine, but let's do in the specific way, and let's see if you sort, okay, and we will sort it in this format. We'll sort this all the values and in the descending order, and let's see if we are getting it. So you see all the values like 39 ID with the run ID, which has all the value like 40, all this value. So let's see if you get it. If not, there is other way as well. So then we'll execute this step, and let's see what we are getting. Still, I think we are getting the first one, though we did the descending, but no problem. So what we will do, that's fine. That will help us in other way as well. And then what we will do, we'll split it out. Okay. And why we need to split, I'll show you. Because now see, there is in this node, we are getting count 42 and only one item. Okay. So everything is wrapped under this array. But we need individual item to process, because we need only one, the latest build. So for that, to show you more like how it is working, so I have called. So split out, what it does, what this node is doing, takes an array and convert it into separate item that flows through the workflow individual. Okay. So we need, like, as I mentioned, one node so that the latest run. Why it is matter? Because when we will use the limit node, then it can pick the first item, which is highest ID. Okay. So let's do that. If we'll sort it, the 42, and then we will use, as I mentioned, split out. Okay. And we'll use this one, and what we need to do, and again in this split out, we have to put this value, okay, and then now let's see if it is able to split those. Like you can think of it, yeah, that's it. Okay, so now you see it's a 42 items. So it is kind of extracting from that specific array and give individual value. Perfect, so that we can work on this individual value. Looks good. Now what we need to do, now let's see, as we are getting, this each value, so we need the latest value. So now n8n has given, the very one node, very good node, which is limit. Okay. And if you go to the limit and see the last item we want. So if you do the last item, so I think if you don't use the sort also, should be fine. Okay. Let's first check the output, and we'll see if we are not, because sort is not working, right? Descending, it is not working. So latest is 82. Let me quickly remove it. Sort. Okay. And then I'll connect it. Okay. And let me, what I'll do, this one I pin this data. Okay. So that if anytime we need to use it, and execute this step once again. So 42 items. See, so it looks like without sort also it should be fine. Okay, because sort is somehow it's not working. So we got the latest, which is 82. Perfect. Now what we need to do, we have to get the test result. Okay, now because you see the test has been completed, so we need to get whether the test result, like how many tests are passed, how many tests are failed, all those kind of data. Okay, so I'm not sure if I have written. Yeah, so what this get test result is doing, it fetches the details result of individual test cases within a specific tester. Okay, and it is like give me all the individual test cases result for the specific test run, which is our 82. Okay, looks good, right? So then what we'll do, we'll use again, HTTP request node, and where again we'll get the get, and we have a API. Okay, let me see if I have written. Yeah, so get test result, what it does. Yeah, so again you will get it in from your REST API, but I'll show you how it looks. So this is, see, runs, and the respective this runs, okay, execution, the 82, okay, which is we got this ID from. So for this, what is the result? Okay, that's what we need to get. So here again we will send the header, and using the field below, and we have to put authorization, make sure the spelling is correct, and we need to get the again this token, basic authentication. Perfect, looks good. Yeah. So then let's execute it. Let's see if we are getting correct data or not. Yeah, so see, so five tests I think we had, and yeah, so ID is this one, and it's completed, get data, and all those, it is giving that this is another test which is passed. Okay, so it is giving the status. There will be one test which will fail, right? So there are multiple tests in which one test got failed. So yeah, this is I think the fail test. So here you will get another login test failed, something. Yeah, so you see the outcome is failed. So we are interested on this test now. Cool. So after that, get test, what you need to do, let me change the name to make it more meaningful. Get test result. Okay, that's good. And then what we have to do, we have to parse the test result. Why we need to parse, I'll show you in a second. Okay, so why? Yeah, so parse test result, what it is doing, that takes the raw complex API response from Azure DevOps. You saw there are so many fields where they are passed, failed, completed, all those fields. Okay, and it transforms into a clean, simple format that's easier to work with, and that only we are interested for the field which we want to pass further. Okay, to create our bug. So it is like this has 20 plus field which we don't need. We need only 6 field, okay, which we will use, which we'll be using, and that for that we will use this node. Okay, so for that we'll use a code node. Okay, if you are aware about n8n, you might know we can write code as well. Okay, and that is parse. And for that, probably I have already written, and I will quickly explain you as well what this code node is doing. Okay, so if you see what it is doing, it is taking this JSON value, okay, from here, and it is okay, it will be more meaningful if we'll run and show after that. Okay, now you see, so what it is doing, it is taking this value. Yeah, so it is taking the value where we have multiple this variables data, and after that, once it is getting the test in the variable name, it is test result, and that test result it is passing into map, okay, and getting all those values like test case title from here test, and then it is getting automated test case name, which you can see test case name, and the outcome, you see the error message, see error message, stack trace. So basically it is going into whole, this value array, and getting all the values and put it into and in a JSON result, JSON format. Okay, that's the use of this code name. Perfect. So we are getting now test case name, outcome, error message, stack ID, run ID, and this one, which we need for our the further node, because you see these test cases are passed. Okay, this is failed, so we are interested in these test cases. Perfect. Now what we need to do, we will filter, because we are interested on that failed test case, right? So we'll add a filter, and that filter, what we will do, this filter, we need the JSON outcome, like this outcome, and if it is fail, okay, if it is fail, then only we need our workflow to be progress, else we don't need, right? Else we won't raise a bug unless it is failed. So what we'll do then, next we will add AI, okay, which is interesting part, and we'll add a AI agent. What it will do, it will summarize all the data which we are passing, right? So we will do a define below, and we will use a prompt, okay, and what prompt we will be using, I have already created that one as well to make it faster. So we will be using this one here, and we need to execute the previous node so that we will see, because we have only one failed test case, so discarded for kept one, so this failed test case is coming over here. Now if you see it, yeah, so what it is telling that this test case name, error message, and stack trace, these three things we need, okay, which we will be passing for our bug reporting. And then what you need to do, require specific output format. Why we are doing it? Because to work and log the bug in the Azure DevOps, we need a specific format, which we will be putting in our parser later, okay. Then we will add a system message. If you already worked in agent, AI agent in the n8n, we have to pass it, right? Then what we'll do, I have created that system message as well. So it is similar, something like this. You are QA analyst creating user-friendly bug report, analyze failed test cases, and yeah, you can change this as per your need to make it more robust, but for now it is this one. Cool. And then we'll add a parser, okay. And yeah, before that we need to add some LLM, right? So I will use a Grok chat model, which gives free API key for our test cases. So if you go to Grok, it's a very easy to create a key, okay. Go here, and you can it's taking some time, but yeah, go here and you just create a key over here, like create a key of n8n Azure, okay. I'm giving like 30 days, and anyway, I'll revoke this key, so you can create your own key. It doesn't ask for card and all, because the other LLM you might need to spend some money, but here you can get it, this one. So Grok, I'll add a credential and API key. This is added. Save it, and which model you want to use, okay, after that. So I have seen that they are suggesting like in internet, this model is good for our use case, so I'll use. And I was saying that parser, right? So which is parse our JSON, so that it will be easier when the JSON will be written, it will be written in this format. So for that, let me see, I have already created this parser. Yeah, so this is our structured output parser. So yeah, this is kind of schema, right? So it has the this AI has to always lies with this schema, and yeah, looks good. And this is, we'll use a schema. Perfect. And yeah, I think it should be good. Let me quickly execute it. And okay, state failed, should not. Probably, let me see the output parser. Yeah, see, output parser is still wrong. So I think we have not saved it properly. So just be careful for this thing. Let's save it now. Yeah. And let's run it. Let's see now. Yeah, see, it's not fine. So this is the okay. So now what we'll do, we have to add the next node, which is format this bug description. Okay, so we'll add a edit node once again, and yeah. So here I'll just change the name, format bug description, and just I'll add here. There is some of those things we need bug title. Okay, I think I have already created that. Yeah, so it will be easier again, bug title, and I'll show you later. Like, so we need this in our title when we'll create the bug. What we need, so reference node doesn't exist, so filter test cases. Why, that's what we have to do. Filter test cases, where we are filtering here. So instead of just filter, let me rename it filter test cases, so that filter fail test. And now if we go, yeah, you see it is coming up. So then what we have to do, we have to bug description, and then this is the description, and yeah, you see, you can read all these things. Okay, what we are doing, we are giving all these values in the description. So I'll share all these codes, and even if you need, I'll share for it the JSON. Just let me know in the comment section of these videos if you need. Okay, so now test cases name and error message. So error message. Okay, perfect. So what else? I think we are good. And what we need to include all other fields. What does this mean? Like, if whatever other fields apart from this edit field, we are setting it over here, it will pass into the output. Okay, perfect. Let's run it quickly. And then, yeah. So, yeah, we are able to get, see, output summary, root cause, user impact, recommendation, bug title, bug description, everything is fine, right? Now it's time to create the bug in the ATU. Cool. So yeah, so what we will do again, HTTP request, and let me write it is a create bug in video. Okay, and here we have to give post request, and you can learn all these things. If you go here, you will get how to create a bug and all those things. And as I have already created, so let's just paste it. So post URL, and this is the URL to create a bug. Okay, here you have to give bug and your project ID and work ID. Then again, authentication, we are passing just a header, nothing fancy. And here is as we are doing post, so content type, and we'll pass application slash JSON, and here we have to do patch. So JSON patch. So this is a one way to pass content type which Azure expect. Then we have to pass session, and then we are getting this authorization from workflow item, right? So pass it here. Cool. And then what we need to pass, the body. Okay, and the body is again you will pass using JSON, and the body I think I should have created the body. Yeah. So for here, and I'll show you and explain as well. So what we are doing here, so we are passing in this the array which is this OP, head, and path. Okay, and so and yeah, this is like title, system.title, and the description. Okay, so here you can see title, system title, bug title, and description. These three things mostly we are passing. So this is the standard way Azure is expecting us to pass. So then we'll execute, and once we'll execute it, you see we are getting all these values. Okay, system area, team project, and all, where it need to create the bug, and then it has created the bug over ADO. Okay, and this ID is 90. So if you go to ADO and if you search for 90, we'll get it. But before that, let's do our complete flow, and then we will see. Okay, and then now the last flow is that once bug is created, we want to send the email, right? So then what we will do, we will again create a set node to prepare the email content. So we prepare email content. Okay, and then what we will do, we will add the email content. We need to do the subject, email body, recipient email, and all those things. Okay, so we will set this add field now, and for that we need to email subject. So I have already created those email subject, and then the value will be this, right? This we want to pass as a value, like bug created. So basically we want to give the description of this test case name. Okay, then the email body, what we want to pass in the body. So for now I am passing this one. You can change as per your need, but so what is saying that create bug in ADO. So again, I think we are some reference it is doing create bug in ADO, format bug description, and create bug in ADO. So let's see if we have format bug description, create bug in ADO. I think Yeah, so let me properly name all these. Okay, so this is, let me write, sorry for that, trigger Azure, make it trigger Azure DevOps pipeline. And then get something like that. I think if it has runs, so because it is getting our always yes, and then sort is not required. Get test itself, format, create bug in a view, and format bug description. Okay, code in JavaScript. What is that? Parse test result. Parse test. So whenever some other node is referencing, make sure you have everything correct, else it will fail. So still it is saying not. Let me see. Reference so node is not exist. So AI bug summarizer. Probably this is before that mentioned. Yeah. So it's not AI agent, it's AI bug summarizer. Perfect. Now it should work fine, I think. Yeah. See, so this is, you have to always check, make sure you are giving all this. So now it is giving correct data. So what else? We have to add some more field, which is recipient email. I think I have already written all these things. So the email, and you remember the email we have set here in our workflow first, this one in the set node. So I'll just copy it now, but you remember we have set it up here. So this email, it will come from here, and I want to pass all the other details to the next node. Perfect. And save it, run it, and yeah, so we are getting all the data. Perfect. Now what we need to do, we need to just send the email. So I will add a Gmail node and send email, send a message. And what we need to do, create a credential for that. I will use this auth and yeah, n8n. Perfect. And I will allow it, continue. Cool. So connection successful. Perfect. So now what we'll do, we will close it, and we need to give like who we want to send the email, right? So from that email, it will be sending, but to whom? So again, we need the email ID, any email ID you can give. So I will give the same email ID. Okay. So I will give to this particular ID. So this is, again, it is coming from here. We are passing it on the next step. Again, the subject, email subject. Okay, we are passing all these details, and email body. So it will be same. I think the message, we pass the body. Yeah. Yeah, I think this should be fine. Let me run it, and let's see if we are getting the email with the bug sent. Okay, looks sent. Let me go to my email, Gmail, n8n. Perfect. So you see 728. Okay, so latest one. Bug created, login failed, application. This is password do not match. Okay, so you see this is a test case has failed and a bug has been automatically created. So this is the summaries test case. This one failed due to an application error indicating that username or password do not match. Okay, a root cause, this is due to incorrect credential or user account is not properly set up in the system. User will not be able to log into the application, which will prevent from accessing inventory. And you see the recommendation also, and which test case failed. Okay, and good thing is that it has given this bug URL, so you can directly click to that. Okay, and it will take you to the Azure DevOps. Okay, and yeah, it is a little slow, but yeah, 90 test failed, and it is giving all the summary whatever we saw it in the email, and also see it is given perfect stack trace, so you can go it here and fix the bug. Okay, or you can directly assign. It is given severity, priority, all those things as this AI. Cool. So this looks fine, right? So now we will see how can we use the polling mechanism. So as I was saying earlier, how you can avoid the hard-coded wait which we were using earlier. So here you can do a polling mechanism, and for that what you have to do, you have to add a HTTP node. So here I have given the name as check build status, and here you have to check the build status whether it is completed or not. So I will show you in more detail how it what it does. So basically it asks Azure DevOps is build, whatever the build number is finished yet or not. And for that we have an API which Azure DevOps has exposed, this API. So what it gives us that status, okay, and specific ID, and what is the current status for that. So it can give in progress, completed. Okay, so I'll show you. And then what it does, each time when we'll run it, it gives the different status. Okay, I mean whatever status, current status of the pipeline or that execution. So and after that what we do, we wait for some time. Okay, so I have given 30 seconds. So once it will check that status, again after 30 seconds it will check whether the status is completed or not. And in this if loop we check whether that status, which you will see it here, okay, somewhere, like see status is completed. Okay, and if you see the first run, okay, I'll show you, and that on that time somewhere you will see that one second, yeah, status is not started. Okay, so that was very first iteration, and then see status is in progress. Okay, and the third again in progress. So and in the fourth it is completed. So as soon as the status is completed, it will go in the this loop, and it will do the remaining work which we already discussed, right? And if that is not completed, then it will again loop back and again go here, okay, like we do our for loop, and again check the build status. In this way you don't have to wait for a specific time. So, and you can set how many iteration you want to do as per the time takes by your build. Or what you can do more efficiently, you know that your test always run like 30 minutes. So you can give like around 25 minutes or 20 minutes the hard code wait, so that it don't have to do this many times, at least 20 minutes you can 20 minutes it will be hard code, and then after that TCP. So in this way you can make it more robust. Okay, and even you can add the reviewer, like we are directly sending it to the Gmail, right? So you can branch it out and send it to the Excel for modification or for reviewing. And once you are happy, probably you can click some button, and then it should send to create bug, and then then it should do the create bug. So all those things, all those modification you can do later. Okay, so let's quickly try to run once. Okay, and hopefully it should work fine, right? So you can do by yourself. So yeah, so see, it is going here, check build status. It is waiting for the time. Okay, probably the build should have been started. Let's see what is the build status. Yeah, so let me go to the pipeline. Yeah, so build has already been started, and we can see it, right? Yeah, and see our demo page opened. It ran the other test. Okay, and we can again go here and see. Yeah, see, 2 times it has executed. Yeah, now the other test. Okay, see how fast, and we don't have to wait for this. So like that it will run, and once our build is completed, it is doing something. Okay, some when I think push all those things, artifact publish. So till that time it will run, because till that time it is not completed, it is in progress. Perfect. So you can create your own pipeline or workflow like this way. Thank you so much for watching this video, and let me know in the comment section if you want to know more about n8n, or if you want me to create any specific video related to testing. Thank you so much.